I was watching Abandoned Engineering today, and it brought up Edinburgh and that there was a whole city under the ground again with arches in the buildings. Now, we have seen that very often. I have shown you repeatedly. They're down in Dover. They're down in Devon. They're here. They're everywhere. They're also like crypts. They call them vaults, but didn't the people get buried in the vaults? Crypts, whatever you want to call them. City of the Dead. But anyway, this person went on a tour there. That's what's explaining. So that obviously I'm just showing you that was just what someone said. Yeah, they look more like crypts, don't they, where the people were buried. Take you beneath the streets of Edinburgh to an old town in a dimly lit place that many considered to be haunted. Right. Poor conditions, because it was very damp down there. And they were made, they said, in the 1700s. We didn't have the equipment then to do all this. So they tell you, the bridge, they made that, and then they stuck all these floors in. There was 4 floors. Oh yeah, they had magic sticks, and they went ring, and then it was all done. It would have just taken so long to do these things, but they were able to do it, and they had the technology to do it because the stuff's still there today. They were just some of the pictures that I looked up. So, Mary's King Close, I think that's the one, where what it was is this woman, they promised her that when the bridge was opened, that she would be the first person across the bridge. But she died before they opened the bridge, but she still was the first person over the bridge, but she was in a funeral procession going over the bridge. I mean, that's a bit crazy, isn't it? Yeah, but anyway, we're going through these pictures, and yeah, I just find it absolutely incredible. A, that they built it. B, what really was it? We have seen so many of those arched tunnels, arched places. They're everywhere. And that they're saying that people lived down there, even though I think people were buried down there originally. Anyway, I've gone on. Well, we'll just go on a couple of more pictures because I think, yeah, this is it. See, Scotland has vaults under the streets: Southbridge Vaults, Blair Street Vaults, and Mary King's Close. So, a vault is a roof in the form of an arch or a series of arches typical of churches and other large formal buildings. So I'm pretty sure they were made to bury the people. This is probably why they're haunted. But they're saying that people live down there. But it happened in Brighton. It happened in Devon. It happened in Dover. They're all over the place. They're all over the world, these arches. Even if some of these are under the bridge, some of these, but they're vaults. I'm sure they're for where they put the people. But those are the different vaults that they're saying are in Edinburgh, and vaults, I think, are to do with people being buried.
The bridge. Unfortunately, the particular old lady in question passed away a few days before the opening ceremonies. They decided they would still have the unfortunate old lady cross the bridge, only it would be her funeral procession and she would be riding in a casket.
I myself, years ago, went on a ghost and ghoul tour in Edinburgh. I myself went on a ghost and ghoul tour in Edinburgh years ago, and they were explaining that when one of the plagues came, Can't remember which one it is now. But basically they hauled all the people into the buildings that got it, and then they just kept throwing food in. And of course those people were left to die in these buildings. And then he took us down this road, and he said, he's talking away, and I was not feeling that good, to be honest. And he said, at the end of the road there used to be a river here, and they used to dunk the witches in them. So I knew it wasn't a very good place, but maybe it never happened because, well, history's always a lie, isn't it? But that's what the guy said, and I wasn't feeling very good. I can't remember which plague it was now, but anyway, and yeah, it was quite interesting. There's so much history in Edinburgh. I've been to the castle. Oh, I loved it. Arthur's Seat, which is this hill. It was really cosmopolitan in Edinburgh. It had everything, you know, like it had a boot fair that was about a mile big. I went to a Yoko Ono exhibition, and for the leaves we tied these little tags on with messages. I went to so many things there, meals out, great big restaurants, biggest I've ever seen. Well, I loved it. But anyway, let's carry on with the video, because this is about the vaults underneath the ground. So 3 lots of vaults, which I've already said, which is crazy because everywhere. Remember, I did one in Nottingham. They had all those tunnels underneath. I mean, how could they do all that with a shovel and a pick? They had to have been far more advanced. It's only closed there because I took the picture at night, but when it's closed. But how were they able to build all these tunnels with a pick and an axe, and build them so amazingly with all the bricks everywhere? We're just going to hear a little bit more of the video now.
The superstitious among the Edinburgh population looking up at their brand new bridge and seeing it opened by a corpse. Many people from that day forward believed the bridge was therefore cursed, and some people even refused to walk across it.
This isn't the only place that I have seen like this, where they make all these towns, buildings and shops underground with those tunnels. Yeah, look at that. That's a shop there in these vaults, which I find quite incredible. But obviously, they're obviously worth for burying people, and then they've been turned into these. But quite incredible, very damp down there, very dark. You can go on tours. You can be locked in there for the night if you want, which is the pictures at the beginning.
Yet others recognised its value. These spaces left under the bridge's arches opened up a new world of opportunity.
Someone else just putting more information on here. Oh, my Mickey would have loved me doing this video. He loved all this stuff like this and the arches. But I'll take this a little bit because here it goes. It says here about that lady dying, and it was her wish, and she was the first person across the bridge. But imagine opening a bridge with a funeral procession going across it. It's all a bit bizarre, isn't it? But that's what it says. That's the story. I just find it incredible, as I've said, that they could build all this. This is not done by amateurs. This is not just done by... It's so well made. Yeah, I mean, I think those are different stones to these bricks, and yes, I bet you that looks different. That looks this has probably been mended. That's what we see, is a lot of these buildings have been reused and mended. Yeah, I mean, these are different. Look, these are different to the brick, but they are brick in there, but they're stone, and then they've been mended with brick, and we see that a lot. You know, I don't know, amazing or what. Anyway, let's just carry on with the video, shall we? But all absolutely fascinating. I've seen things like that in Auschwitz, you know. Crazy. The bedding bit, you know, these bits here. I've seen all this kind of stuff in Auschwitz. But these tunnels, come on. There's millions of those everywhere. Star forts, you name it. They're everywhere. Anyway, the last part of the video, and then leave your comments to how amazing even Edinburgh.
When the bridge was built, it was simply a series of arches holding up the roadway. But very quickly, people realized that this artery of transportation was a valuable piece of real estate. They started building buildings on either side of the bridge. That meant that the arches were completely surrounded by these dwellings.
Floors and ceilings were added within the arches to create a series of chambers up to 4 stories deep.
In total, the space is broken up into around 120 individual vaults.
The people who owned the buildings on either side now had access to this space under the bridge, these vaults.